We've got something exciting today. The Samsung Galaxy S24 FE has finally launched. I briefly mentioned the Xiaomi 4T in my previous video, which is another fresh release, but today it's all about the S24 FE. We'll dive deep into this phone to see how it holds up against the competition and, more importantly, whether it's worth your hard-earned cash. Spoiler alert, we're in for a detailed breakdown. Let's kick things off with the price, because this is usually where most of us start when considering a new phone. The Galaxy S24 FE comes in at £649, which places it squarely in the mid-range category. But is it really offering mid-range value? In many ways, it's packing features that are closer to the flagship level. Think premium build, dynamic AMOLED screen, and even 120Hz refresh rate. However, £649 isn't exactly cheap either. It's clear Samsung is positioning this as a budget-friendly alternative to the likes of the S24 Plus or the S24 Ultra. But in reality, you're still paying for a lot of high-end elements. Compared to its competitors, like the Xiaomi 4T, which might offer similar specs for slightly less, the price makes you pause and think, is it really worth that extra cash? Let's see if the features justify it. Moving on to the design and size, and this is where Samsung has really stepped it up. With a 6.7-inch display, the Galaxy S24 FE is not your average fan edition phone. It's almost the same size as the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and that makes a huge difference in terms of how you experience media and multitask on this phone. The larger screen real estate gives you plenty of room to enjoy videos, gaming, and even split-screen apps without feeling cramped. However, the size does come with a weight to match. At 213 grams, it's a bit heavier than what you'd expect from a mid-range phone, but not uncomfortably so. In my hand, it still feels quite balanced, and despite its larger dimensions, it remains easy to hold for longer periods. I've taken it on walks, used it on the couch, and even tested it in bed for late-night browsing. No major wrist strain here, which is always a plus with big phones. As for looks, the sleek design is typical Samsung. Clean lines, minimal bezels, and that recognizable camera setup on the back. It's not trying to look overly flashy, but maintains a premium aesthetic that can fit into both casual and professional environments. Now let's get into the build quality. Samsung has given us Gorilla Glass Victus Plus on the front and Gorilla Glass 5 on the back, which adds a level of durability that you usually only find in higher-end devices. Victus Plus, in particular, is designed to withstand drops and scratches much better than older versions, so if you're someone who's prone to minor accidents, this could save you from needing a repair. What's also great is that the phone comes with an IP68 rating, which means it's both dust and water resistant. So, if you're someone who's always on the go or finds yourself in unpredictable weather, you don't have to worry about your phone getting damaged. I personally like the peace of mind this brings. Whether it's an accidental drop into water or a spill at the cafe, the S24 FE should survive without a hitch. The back of the phone has a matte finish that feels smooth but not slippery. There's no cheap plastic here. This phone is built to last, with the materials and design to back that up. On the software front, the S24 FE runs Samsung's One UI. If you've used a Samsung phone in the past, this will feel very familiar. One UI is known for being user-friendly, with plenty of customization options. However, it does come with quite a few pre-installed apps, which can be a bit much if you're someone who prefers a cleaner interface. Personally, I like to replace some of Samsung's stock apps with Google's alternatives. For instance, I find Gboard to be a better experience compared to Samsung's default keyboard, and I also prefer using Google's Messages and Calendar over the Samsung versions. It's not a deal breaker, but if you're like me and prefer Google's ecosystem, you might want to make a few swaps when you first set up the phone. That said, One UI offers a lot of neat features that you might not get with other Android skins. You've got Edge panels for quick access to apps, Samsung Decks for desktop-style productivity, and Secure Folder for keeping your sensitive files protected. Performance is where the Galaxy S24 FE starts to surprise. This phone is powered by the Exynos 2400 chipset paired with 8 GB of RAM. Now, I'll be honest, I had my doubts about Exynos given the mixed reviews from past models. But Samsung seems to have fine-tuned things here because performance has been consistently smooth across most tasks. Whether I'm multitasking, streaming videos, or running graphically intense apps, the phone holds up well. Even gaming, which tends to push phones to their limits, has been a relatively smooth experience. Games like PUBG Mobile and Call of Duty Mobile run at high settings without any noticeable lag or frame drops. Sure, it's not a gaming phone, but for the average user, the performance is more than enough. The Exynos 2400 manages to handle daily tasks efficiently, without overheating or throttling under pressure. Samsung seems to have done a good job of optimizing the software and hardware to work well together, which makes the experience feel snappy. Now let's talk about the battery life, which is admittedly where the S24 FE struggles a bit. It's packed with a 4,700 mAh battery, which isn't bad on paper, but in real-world usage, I've found it lacking compared to the S24 Plus. With about 5 to 6 hours of screen-on time, it's enough to get you through a day of moderate use. But if you're a heavy user, you'll definitely need to reach for the charger before the day ends. For casual browsing, social media, and some video streaming, the battery holds up okay. But throw in some gaming, GPS navigation, or extensive camera use, and you'll see the battery drain quicker than you'd like. This is an area where competitors, like the Xiaomi 40T, might have a slight edge, as they tend to offer better battery optimization. Charging speeds are decent with 25-watt fast charging, but again, nothing groundbreaking here. It's solid, but not the standout feature of the phone. One area where Samsung rarely disappoints is the display, and the S24 FE lives up to those expectations. The 6.7-inch dynamic AMOLED 2X screen is bright, vibrant, and sharp. Colors pop, blacks are deep, and with HDR10 support, watching content on this phone is a treat. Whether you're streaming videos on Netflix or playing games, the 120Hz refresh rate ensures that everything feels buttery smooth. As for the audio, the stereo speakers are solid. They deliver clear and balanced sound with decent bass and volume. While they won't replace your dedicated Bluetooth speaker, they're more than good enough for casual listening, watching videos, or taking calls. So, is the Samsung Galaxy S24 FE worth it? For £649, you're getting a phone that feels premium, performs well, and offers a beautiful display. The battery could be better, but overall, the S24 FE strikes a good balance between affordability and performance. If you're looking for a mid-range device that gives you a taste of flagship features without the flagship price, this might just be the phone for you.